Bonjour. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about Faire course, doing the grocery shopping. And here you see our vocab again for shopping for food. So in France, they often go to separate stores to get all the groceries that they need. So if you're shopping, you might go to la boulangerie to get your bread. You go to la crèmerie to get your milk, your eggs, your butter, okay? Une boucherie, any meats that you need. That would be raw meats, so chicken, beef, anything like that. You might go to la poissonnerie if you are in the mood for shrimp or fish, okay? So you might stop at all these different places. And that was very common not so long ago in France to shop in such a way. But now, most people will actually just go to le supermarché, and they also still often go to le marché, which takes place depending on the town, but most towns hold one at least twice a week. Regardless of time of year, they might have a set indoor area, or they might just be outside, and so you can go and you can buy fresh fruits and vegetables, bread, cheese, things that are nice and local. Okay, so that's how the French do their grocery shopping. And then we have some food items. So we have different kinds of bread here, different kinds of dairy products, meats. Okay, you can see they're separated out. Seafood, sel, poivre, l'huile, and vinaigre. These would be seasonings, salt, pepper, oil, vinegar. Eau minérale, beverage. We have a condiment, moutarde. Fruits. You'll notice that most fruits are feminine, so that might help you. Except for un melon. Then we have une tomate, légumes, generic vegetable, des haricots verts, des épinards, des petits pois, un oignon. All these foods are very typically French. You could find all of these foods very easily in a French grocery store. So, lots of good items here. So, at une boulangerie-pâtisserie, you might find un gâteau, une tarte aux pommes, which doesn't usually look anything like a typical American pie. It's more of a tart where there's no crust on top and the apples are decoratively displayed on top. Okay, we have du pain. Une baguette is a long, thin bread. Pain complet, you might see is a whole wheat bread, or it might have nuts and seeds in it. And then we have un croissant, which is typically a breakfast food, but can be found at la boulangerie-pâtisserie. À la crèmerie, on peut aller chercher du lait, de la crème, un yaourt, du beurre, du fromage, et des œufs. One egg, un œuf, multiple eggs, des œufs. Okay? So in France, milk can often be found actually not in the refrigerated section. They have milk that is perfectly safe on the shelf, out of refrigeration as long as it's unopened. The milk does taste different. It tastes quite good, but it is a different kind of experience. À la boucherie, on peut trouver du porc, du poulet, du bœuf, de l'agneau et de la viande en général. À la poissonnerie, on a des crevettes, des crabes et des poissons. Here we're going to talk about a few cultural items about shopping, grocery shopping in France. So as already mentioned, number one, supermarkets versus individual shops. Many French people will still go to the individual shops. They'll go to la boucherie, then they'll go to la pâtisserie, boulangerie, then la crèmerie, l'épicerie. They'll go to all these different shops to do their grocery shopping. More and more now, most French people are going to just the supermarkets and doing all their grocery shopping at once. However, it's very common for the French to still go to the store every day because they need to buy their bread. And most French people will buy their bread every single day. So we'll usually go directly to la boulangerie for that, but sometimes they'll get it at the grocery store as well, regular supermarché. Opening times are quite different. Here in the U.S., most grocery stores are open 7 days a week and have pretty standard hours, 7 o'clock to a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. They're open straight on through the day. A lot of supermarkets in France, not only will they not necessarily be open all the way through the day, they might close for lunch in the middle of the day, but also they're typically not open on Sunday, and sometimes they're not open as well on Monday. So you really have to plan out your grocery shopping. You can't just go on any day of the week. A lot of places in France close on Sunday, and supermarkets are very much the same. Okay, so you can't just go anytime you like. Number 2, using a shopping cart. This is something that you might not expect to be different in France, but it is. Let me show you a picture of their shopping carts. Okay, so here is shopping cart from Carrefour. It's a pretty popular, well-known supermarket in France. And it looks pretty normal, it looks just like our shopping carts, except for what you have here. You see these little black cases, and there's a chain. And if you look right here, there's a slot. And in that slot, you put a coin. And so you put the coin in there, and then you're able to release the shopping cart. And you can't get your coin back until you have returned the shopping cart and locked it back in with the other ones. So it's a very different kind of situation. Here, there's no such thing. You grab a shopping cart, you go. There, you need a euro coin or a €2 coin. They also sometimes, you can buy little discs that will also work instead of a coin. So if you don't have to have that money on you, you can buy those discs and keep those on you in order to use a shopping cart. Another thing that's different about shopping in France is that if you want to buy produce, fresh fruits and vegetables, then you have to weigh them before you go to the grocery checkout. So let me show you a little bit about what that process looks like. So in the produce section, you will see a machine that looks very much like this. There are buttons to press with different kinds of fruits and vegetables. There's a scale, okay, with a digital display. And what you do is you place your vegetable or your fruit on the scale. You select what it is you're putting on there. And after you hit done, it'll print out a sticker like this. Lists what it is, poivron jaune, that would be yellow peppers. Okay, this sticker is still back when they used francs, that's why it says FR here. So this pepper is costing 125 francs. Okay, you can see the cost per kilo. Okay, 6 francs and 40 centimes per kilo for a total cost, and then here is how much it weighed. Okay, so you have to weigh them and then print out the sticker, put it on the bag of each individual item of produce. If you don't do this and you go to the grocery checkout and you don't have stickers on your produce, they will send you back. It happened to me a number of times after forgetting that I needed to weigh my own produce. Have to weigh it first or they'll send you back to do it. Last item that we're going to talk about is that in France, you really have to bring your own bags to do the grocery shopping. If you're really planning on getting several items, you have to have your own bags. The reason for this is that the French grocery stores will not just give you a bag. You have to pay for it. Now, the bags that they give you are not usually, they're even lower quality than the plastic bags we see here in the U.S. They're pretty flimsy. They cost you anywhere between 10 and 30 centimes for each bag that you need to purchase. So the French are pretty good about bringing their own bags. Sure, you might stop unexpectedly and you need one, but it's something that's a little bit different. I see a little bit more often here now in the States where people are bringing their own bags, but in France, it's much more prevalent. So this was much more of a cultural lesson, and that's all I have for you today. So I'm going to wish you bonne chance, and I will see you next time.